In this video, I will cover the Gallic victory over the Roman Republic in 390 BC and their subsequent sack of Rome. Many of you know about the sack of Rome carried out by Alaric, king of the Goths, in 410 AD. But a great time before this, barbarian kings had previously succeeded in sacking the Eternal City. In this video, I will cover Brennus's successful attack on Rome and his victories over the early Roman Republic. After a confrontation with the Romans after an attempted attack on a city of one of Rome's neighbours, and subsequent failed negotiations, the Gallic tribe who followed Brennus went to war against the very early Roman Republic, who at this point still used hoplites as opposed to the legions for which they would later be known, with the Gauls entering first the territory of Rome's neighbours and then Roman territory itself. As they made their way into Roman lands, they were opposed by the Roman army at the Allier River. A large Roman force opposed the Gallic army. However, the Gauls outnumbered the Romans 2-1. Right from the start, the battle was going poorly for the Romans. Brennus sent his cavalry before the battle had begun to engage the Roman reserves. The Roman reserves were soon routed, as the hoplites used in the reserves were not able to face the Gallic cavalry on favourable terrain, and with their wall of spears facing the Gauls. With the Roman reserves, who previously may have been able to outflank the Gauls, having been dealt with, Brennus attacked. The terror of his charge, mixing with the cries of the still fleeing Roman reserves to rout the Roman main force before the Gauls could even reach the Roman lines. With the Romans now fleeing, the battle was a slaughter, with vast amounts of the Roman force killed or dispersed. With the Roman field armies dispersed, the Gauls were free to attack Rome itself. With very few troops left to defend the Eternal City, the victorious Gauls entered Rome, sacking it terribly and brutally. The Roman commanders would put up a spirited defence of their citadel, which the Gauls would be unable to take by force, as their attempt to sneak past Roman forces failed when the geese noticed the approaching Gauls and flew, alerting the Roman soldiers to the Gallic attack. The citadel would hold out for a long time before eventually surrendering due to starvation, and the Roman commanders would be forced to pay the Gauls a considerable sum of money. The Romans were utterly crushed, it appeared, and the Gauls seemed to have won completely. However, a second Roman field army would a few days later appear, and the Gauls, who had been plagued by terrible sickness and starvation during their siege of the citadel, were routed twice, driving them back from Rome by force. All said, the event had been a complete catastrophe for Rome, with their city having been brutally sacked, and the Roman triumphs at the end of the war did not make up for the terrible sack of Rome and the death of thousands upon thousands of Roman troops at the Battle of Allier River. This has been our video on the Gallic sack of Rome. There will be more videos coming very soon. For now, voilete et ave SPQR!